they come back with a vengeance.
Hey guys, just
Hey,
wanted to let you know we're going to be going live. Well, we might be live right now.
Says it's
Okay.
now streaming live.
Yes.
Cool.
All righty. So we are live. Give me 1 second to copy this over. Sorry, doing tech support and being part of this. A little more
Tricky.
challenging than usual. All right, so again, welcome everybody to our Facebook Live regarding AP courses. We figured that this would be a really great time to discuss this and these courses because of enrollment season coming on, and also because of just the curiosity with why AP courses are important, how they're going to help your student, and why Colby Academy is going to do a really great job at helping prepare your students to take the AP exam. So just some quick introductions. My name is Bridget Tibaldi. I have been teaching for Colby going on my 4th year. And previously I taught AP Chemistry and AP Biology at a brick and mortar school, but for Colby, I now just teach AP Chemistry. And then also some other courses as well. And then we have 2 other AP teachers here with us as well. If you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Sure. I'm Kim Crawford. I am not only the AP literature teacher, but also the chair of the English and Literature Department. I've been with Colby since its foray into online schooling. So I've been doing this for 8 years since our very first 2013-2014 school year. And I've been teaching AP Lit for 4 years, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm Jordan Almanzar, PhD. No, I'm just joking. I've been telling people stuff like that in my emails recently. People I don't know, I'm like, first of all, it is Dr. Almanzar, and then I'm like, I'm just kidding. But something about that makes them think I'm not kidding. But I am. I taught AP Latin, I guess, since 2015-ish, 2016 maybe, 3 or 4, 5 years worth of AP classes. So yeah, I'm representing the Latin, the language side of what we do for AP here at Colby.
Cool. So we just wanted to give you guys a brief introduction. Somebody else is going to be joining us. A brief introduction on what AP courses we have available. And also, again, just a really quick overview. So what AP courses we have available, the characteristics of an AP student, what an AP course looks like, just in general, so at any school and at Colby. This is a little bit more specific, but how science AP courses are taught and specifically regarding the labs, and then what an AP exam looks like, how Colby students take the AP exam, because again, we are not a traditional brick and mortar school, and then just any additional information that we wanted to chat with, or if you have questions or anything like that. So that's kind of where we're going to be going for today. Now, one thing to note is that if you do have any questions, please feel free to put them, if you're in the Zoom chat. If you're on Facebook, please put them on the Facebook comments. I'm going to be doing my best to try to moderate that. So yeah, so first off, I'm just going to speak for what AP courses we actually have available. And one thing that I wanted to preface this with, and we'll get into this a little bit more, is that when we are saying AP courses, this is not going to be for students who are in the younger grades. So these are going to be definitely more for the older students. Now, we do have some little information on our Facebook, or sorry, not our Facebook, on our website, but AP courses in all disciplines, we have them in math, science, Latin, and literature and composition. These are going to meet separately from maybe some other Colby courses that your students might be taking. all AP courses meet twice a week. So that's kind of where the difference is. And the AP courses meet twice a week for an hour and 20 minutes each time. And this is something that we follow because of the College Board requirements, and also because we want to make sure that your student is getting in as much learning time as possible, because these AP courses are meant to be like college courses. Now, students taking the online AP courses are expected to complete daily assignments, participate in class, and complete different exams and quizzes. And again, if it's a science labs that are assigned by the instructor. The biggest thing with these is that, again, we have a variety of courses, which is really great for your students. Where some brick and mortar schools might only have 1 or 2 AP courses, we have a lot. So we have in each department, typically in the science department, we have 2, usually in the math department, we have a few, in the AP Latin, Jordan will talk on that in a little bit, and then we have the AP Lit and composition. So we're really blessed to be able to offer all of those different courses. And then now I wanted to turn it over to Jordan to talk about what are the characteristics of an AP student.
All right, thanks, Bridget. Is that a rooster I'm hearing? It seems a little late for that, but it kind of sounded like there was a rooster in the in the background. I have guinea fowl, so I'm used to loud bird noises all the time, interrupting things. Yeah, so the characteristics, as far as I can tell, we get it's usually the most driven students, I would say, are the AP students, at least for Latin. Sometimes there are students of equal talent that don't take AP. They stop in Latin 2 or Latin 3 because they want to go to another language. So what I've seen is it's the most driven students, and they are also usually very organized students. So they want to know up front exactly what's going to be expected of them. And they seem to ask a lot more questions than in a normal class. I say a normal class, than in a lower level class. They ask more questions about what do I need to do to get an A in this class, but that's not quite true. They're actually wanting to know how to do well in the exam. So so their focus, as well as mine in those kind of classes, is on how are we going to get you to the level that you need to be to do well on this exam. So the first year I taught, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about the exam really, except what I could find online. But the students, because they were driven to want to do well, they kind of helped me. And after that first year, I was able to tell the second group, if you want to do well in the exam, we're going to have to do X amount of work each week. And I'll tell you this, and Kim and you, Bridget, you guys might have the same experience, but these students, I sort of let them set the pace even in the class, because the Latin AP is a lot of readings. So it's much more reading than they've ever done before at a high level. And so I kind of let them, we say, okay, how much are we going to read each class period? So I think leadership is another characteristic of these kind of students. They seem to be the leaders, and I feel comfortable then to say, well, the class before finished this week. Let's see if we can beat that. It's up to you guys. You set the schedule, all of that. So those are the 3 main things that I see. So they're driven. They're also very ambitious, and they show a lot of leadership. And then in the end, it's a lot of grit. They have to have grit. But so those kind of I guess words characterize at least the students I've come across.
Great, thanks. I did just want to, before we move on to the next part about what AP courses look like, I did just want to list the AP courses that we have for this current year. These do slightly change every once in a while, but in general, they're pretty consistent. So we have AP Latin, AP Lit and Composition, AP Calc A and B, because there are a couple of different Calc AP courses. We have AP Stats, new for this year, which is exciting, AP Computer Science, AP Chemistry, AP Biology, and AP Physics as well. So now if we can go over to Kim, she'll help us understand what these courses are like in general, and then more specifically at Colby.
Yes, thank you, Bridget. And so it's funny, I know in AP Lit, all us teachers who are on Facebook forums, we say it's all about the exam and it's nothing about the exam. And so it's strange preparing for an exam, but at the same time, and because at Colby, we do so much more than just teach to the test, right? We're forming souls, we're catechizing, we're thinking deeply about things. And so another addition I'd like to make to the typical AP student is that they're curious and that they're willing to engage deeply with their topic, whether that's AP Lit or AP Latin or AP Chemistry or whatever it is. They are interested in that more challenging work and sometimes challenging topics, and that they are willing to engage with the instructor, with their fellow classmates, with the material. And so at Colby, because we do meet twice a week, whereas in a traditional brick and mortar, you might meet 5 times a week, I've added up the time and it's almost equivalent time. So I feel like with our streamlined online process, because we do have such a limited time with our students, that there's not a lot of chaff, right? There's not a lot of time wasting. We still have a good time, but we do get to the material quickly. AP classes, we go fast, we go deep, we have a good time with it. I know with literature, we range, right? We talk about the symbols and then we, apply them to our own lives, and then we bring in things. And I at one point we were talking about how different social classes would add letters to a name like Philip. For perhaps a working class family might have 1 L in their Philip, and upper class tend to add 2 L's to Philip. And so we all added 2 letters to our names, and Peter became Petter, which just about killed us all, because then, we just could not stop laughing. And so we do have a very good time. But with that challenging work, you got to be willing to put in the work. And that is, as Jordan was saying earlier, similar ability students, but one's got drive and grit. And you are dealing with college level coursework. I've actually had students come back and say, "Oh, Mrs. Crawford, you worked us so hard. By the time I got to college, it was actually very easy." And so that's always gratifying to know that you prepared your kids well to for the next level, for the next challenges that they face. And with AP, with chemistry, you move and you cover all the basics, but with AP chemistry, you just have time for more. You have time for topics that you wouldn't get to in a regular class. AP Lit, AP Latin, AP everything is the same. You dig a little deeper, you go a little faster, and you just get to do more. And so if it's a topic that you like, you can have a really great time with it, even though you're working very, very hard.
Great. Thank you so much. So the next thing we wanted to look at is in AP courses, because again, we aren't in a traditional brick and mortar school. How are the AP labs, specifically for the sciences, conducted? Because hopefully most of us don't have jugs of chemicals laying around or things like that. So the way that the labs are conducted, and these are all College Board approved, because every time that we go through and update our syllabi, they have to be approved by the College Board. And if they're not approved, then we have to fix things. So for the labs, we know that these are going to be College Board approved, and they are going to adhere to all the College Board standards, and then they're going to be able to help your student be prepared for whenever they move on. So for the labs specifically, think about physics, biology, chemistry. These are going to be lab there's a couple of different ways that we can do this. So one way is the lab kits. Now, these are not standard lab kits. These lab kits are very high quality. They come with everything that the student needs. They come with some very dangerous chemicals, so be prepared to store those in a very specific and careful spot so that nobody gets their hands on them until it's time to actually do the experiment. They come with all the materials that you need to conduct the lab. Now, if you are in the United States, these can get to you very easily. I have had some international students, and it does take a little longer to get them. So if you do live overseas and you are wanting that option of doing the taking the AP course, but you need the lab option, definitely think about purchasing it as soon as possible. The other option, aside from the lab kit, is if you live in an area that has an AP course, the same course that you're taking, and you contact either the school or the university, and they allow you to come in, or the student to come in and conduct the lab in the university or the school lab. This is a really great option if you live close to, say, a college or a university that has labs. They're typically very happy to allow students to come in, even if they don't go there. There might be some small fee, but they're typically very happy to allow students to come in, and usually TAs, professors, they want to show interested students about these labs. So going back to the qualities of the AP students, they're typically very curious. So again, professors and TAs and teachers really love those curious students and really love to show them the labs in person, because they can really see what it is that we're learning in the classroom. So those are the two main ways that you can satisfy the lab requirements for the sciences. So again, you can either purchase the lab kit, and you can get that through the Colby bookstore. And whenever we go over the syllabus at the beginning of the year, we go through everything as far as the lab kit. Or you can go into a university or a school. Now, as far as knowing which labs to do, those are given at the beginning of the year. And then periodically throughout the year, we have labs due, correlating with whatever it is that we're learning in class. And we realize that schedules are different, and getting these labs done can be a little bit difficult for some people. So that's why we do usually give them a lot of advance notice so that they can prepare when they're going to be doing these labs. Again, whether it be in their home using the kit or at a school or university. And then right now, I want to turn it back over to Kim so she can tell us what the AP exam is like and how Colby students take the AP exam.
Yes, thank you. And Bridget, I love that students get their own lab kit. So even though I'm an English person, I was president of the chemistry club in high school, and my official yearbook quote, which unofficial, they didn't put it in, was "Don't bother me, I'm busy blowing something up." And so I love that students can have their own personal lab equipment. That's so fun. With AP Lit, you just get to have lots of books. And so with the AP exams, they are taken in May. It's 2 weeks of dedicated time in May that the College Board sponsors these tests. And the format of the tests is 3 hours. And generally, you have an hour of multiple choice, followed by a 15-minute break. And then 2 hours of short answer, depending on the topic. It might be short answer, short essay. For literature, it's 3 essays on topics that you see cold, on passages that they have you read cold, and then, create this brilliant essay. And there is a fee for taking the exams. It's, I believe it is, I just looked this up on the College Board. For the next year, I believe it's $95 per AP exam. In general, in the past, $40 of that has been refundable. And so it is, they do have you sign up early in the first semester. And then, it gets to be April and you're like, I am not feeling comfortable with my mastery of this. You're out like $40. So it's worth it to sign up, even if you're not sure that you're going to take the exam. At Colby, we do not require that you take the AP exam. If you just want to be part of the class and go deep and fast and really engage with the subject, welcome. You are by no means required to take the AP exam. Colleges may give you credit for the AP exam. They may not, different colleges have different requirements. Some college passing it's graded on a 1 through 5 scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 and 2 are, thank you for taking this exam. You do not currently meet our qualifications. 3 is passing, 4 is very well qualified, and 5 is, you could probably teach this class yourself. Great job. And so some colleges take 3s and above, and some of the harder to get into schools like Yale or Harvard only accept 5s. And so it may behoove you to look up where you are applying and determining if they accept AP credit, AP exam credit, and how much credit they give you for classes. You might place out of whatever, you might place out of a semester. Also, how we take them, because we're not a traditional brick and mortar class, you need to find a local high school that is offering the exam. And College Board makes it very easy to do. They have a whole registry of high schools that administer the exam. And so you just go on AP Central, you click the registry, you look up, say, Indiana, and you see what's around your area. If you're in Bloomington, you get out your compass and draw a little circle around where you are. You might have to drive a little bit, but in general, there will be a school near you offering that exam. And so again, early in the fall, you need to take that. I, again, just looked at AP Central because they're still scoring and reporting the 2021 exams and scores. They have not yet switched over to the 21-22 school year for those dates, but those will be coming soon. AP scores for this school year will be reported around July 21st, and by August, I would expect them to have that information for the new school year up. It's generally early October that they'd like you to be signed up for the exam. And again, sign up, even if you're not sure you're going to be taking it. It's worth, putting yourself out there to potentially get that college credit. And you contact your local high school and they walk you through the steps there. And so even though you take the class with us, you'll take the exam with them. And that's it. So there's a little more agency on your part. You need to be a little bit on the ball with making sure that you're signed up for the exam. But other than that, it's very similar to a regular brick and mortar school offering the AP exam.
Great, thank you. So I think that covers everything as far as what we wanted to let you guys know about. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat if you're in Zoom, or on Facebook if you want to put them in the comment section. We do have one question here that I can actually answer. So the question is, does the student perform the labs themselves? I know lower level Colby science classes offer separate lab classes. So with the AP science courses, the way that the labs are conducted is completely on their own. So this is why it's really important that if you do get the kit, that you're storing the materials somewhere that's safe, especially if you have little ones running around, and also that you're going to be helping your student with them. So we don't have any set lab courses for AP. We possibly could in the future if we have enough interest in them. But as of right now, all of the labs are conducted by the student individually and then turned into Schoology, just like other labs are. And then as far as if they do them in a school or university, again, that's going to be on their own time and something that they can conduct with the individual who is in charge of that lab at the school or university. Okay, we have a couple more questions here. I'm going to throw this one out to either Cam or Jordan. Do you offer non-online AP courses? How do those work? Who grades them?
Currently, we do not offer non-online AP courses. A lot of our courses are available through a self-paced option, but the College Board does not permit that. for AP. They do like you to have a live teacher, someone more directly supervising the student.
Great. Thanks. And then another one here. Do you have to take honors or core chemistry before taking AP chemistry? So technically, no. However, so technically, if you wanted to, you could finish up some of the introductory science courses like IPC, biology, and then say, I want to take AP chemistry. You can certainly do that. It's not going to necessarily be the best idea if you're not a student who is very strong in their study skills, time management, all the other characteristics that we talked about before. Because again, AP chemistry is, and with every other AP course, chemistry course. So if you're going to university or college, they expect you to know the basics of algebra, basic calculus, at least an understanding of the periodic table. So just some basic chemistry knowledge. So again, short answer is no. However, it really depends on the student. I've had some students who have never taken chemistry before, and they take AP chemistry and they do great. Other ones really struggle because it is such it's a difficult subject to wrap your head around sometimes, especially at the pace that we move. As Kim mentioned, it does move very quickly. But then we have others who have taken core or honors chemistry and come in and they feel very confident and very secure in what they're doing. And that extra year of chemistry has really helped them in the AP course. So I think it really just depends on your student. If you do have questions about it, definitely contact your advisor so that we can try to get those questions answered for you and put your student in the most appropriate course. Let's see. The next question, I'm not sure if we have any official data on this, but I think we can each speak to it in our own subjects. Do you know the rate of 3, 4s, and 5 scores for the past years in any of your AP courses? Do either of you want to talk on that really quickly?
Yeah, I can tell mine. Mine has been 75% getting a 5 is what I've tracked, and then it's a 4 or a 3 for the other 25%. I don't think we've gotten something really lower than that. But 4 or a 3, and I think 3s are a little bit higher than a 4. 4 is kind of, at least in Latin, it's kind of weird because it's like the students did really well. But one thing was off, maybe the maybe the essay portion, who knows. But yeah, for mine, it's been, the last time I checked it, which wasn't that long ago, it was and it's been this way over the years, about 75% getting a 5 in AP Latin.
Jordan, that's impressive. And and part of the reporting, the College Board reports what they've been told. And so if a student signs up for the AP test, but they have not specifically listed Colby Academy, we will not get those scores. And we're dependent on the student coming back and saying, oh, Mrs. Crawford, I got a 5. And so College Board is trying to tie that loop in that where they take the test and where they take the course, both know. Because sometimes, it just gets reported as homeschooled, or sometimes they put Colby Academy, or sometimes they put Bloomington High School. And so it's currently a little helter-skelter. So we don't always know what our students have scored. But luckily, all my students have come back and reported either personally to me, or I've seen their grade through College Board. And in my 4 years of teaching, I am currently at 100% pass rate. I've had several 5s, plenty of 4s, plenty of 3s. And AP Lit is one of the most difficult to get that top mark of 5 on. So that the fact that I've had, I don't know, 3, 4, or 5 5s, it speaks to the quality of our students, that they really are dedicated and committed. And so, yeah, our AP scores tend to do okay.
Yeah, I can definitely echo that as well, where 3, 4s, and 5s in the chemistry exam are very common, especially like the 4 area. And one thing I also wanted to add is that whenever, for in chemistry specifically, I really try to give them previous AP questions, that especially the open-ended questions, so that whenever they get to the AP exam, it's not like, whoa, where did this come from? I've never seen a question like this ever. So again, just trying to get them more comfortable with the idea of what the test looks like, because that's half the battle, is not psyching yourself out from all the material. So yeah, again, just lots of 3, 4s, and 5s. And like she mentioned, because it speaks to the quality of the Colby student. All right, this is a question regarding AP Lit and composition. So it says, is the AP literature for the AP Lit comp class decided across the board for each year? Or does Colby Academy have options as to which literature is covered?
So I'll take that one. So with AP Literature, it is incumbent upon each AP Literature teacher across the nation to submit a syllabus. And so for that reason, every single AP Lit class taught across our nation is different. And the College Board has standards that they want covered. And then Colby Academy has standards for, what's covered in class, right? We are classical, we're Catholic, we are faithful to the magisterium. And so a little bit higher of a bar, right? Can't just read any old thing. And so I have chosen all the selections for the AP Literature course. I have done that under the guidance of the administration and used books exclusively from our Colby recommended reading list. And so we're, we read difficult material, right? It is a college level course, but it is all approved by Colby. It's not just, Mrs. Crawford willy-nilly picking some crazy book. And it is also everything that we do is through a Catholic lens. And so even if a book does contain some objectionable material, we always apply our morals. We always apply our Catholic teaching, what we've learned through the catechism. And for example, Brideshead Revisited is a very Catholic book. It also has alcoholism and adultery in it. And those are real life topics. And how do you deal with that, right? Well, how does the church deal with it? How does the catechism deal with it? How do my fellow Catholics deal with it? And so we always approach all our books from the Catholic view. We're always looking for the good, the beautiful, and the true.
Thank you. I think so far our last question is regarding homeschooling and AP exams. So this question says, I am teaching my son Calculus 2 at home, and I would love to have him take the BC exam. Is there any way I can do this? So really quick, as I mentioned at the beginning, we have, or sorry, not we, the AP has 2 different calculus exams. The one is AB, and then you have the BC. So it just depends on what material is covered. So again, we have the AB, and then as I hear at Colby, we have the AB, and then there is the other one as well. As far as I know, this is certainly possible. It happens a lot. Again, you can talk to your advisors if you would like more information, but just like with any course here at Colby, you just have to register for it with the College Board. There are some additional requirements if you are homeschooled. So like the dates are slightly different. Maybe the deadlines are a little bit different. So just make sure that you keep that in mind. I know that they were going to be updating their website with the homeschooling information on it soon. I'm not sure if they did that yet. Maybe Kim or Jordan knows that, but yes, it's certainly possible. Just go to collegeboard.org and you'll be able to search for that and search for a school that's going to be administering that course for your student. All right, another AP Lit question. You mentioned the literature AP exam has 3 essays in it. Are those essays all that's in the exam, or are there multiple choice and short answers as well?
Yes, they're both. For the first hour, there are about 55 multiple choice questions in that they give you a passage to read. and then you answer questions about that passage. There are about 4 to 5 of those passages for that multiple choice. And then for the second part of the exam, it is 3 essays. The first one is on poetry, a poem you've never seen. And usually it's about, discuss the speaker's complexity, his complex response to blah, 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 whatever the poem's about. The second essay is a prose passage, again, a cold reading of it, and construct an essay based on the prompt. That part's tricky. I just spent a couple of weeks ago, I spent a week doing the AP literature reading, which is when all us AP Lit teachers gather together and read the exams, right? We read the exams. And I read 600 essays on the question 2 on the prose prompt. And there were some fantastic essays. Some of them were off topic. And so they did not score full marks. You got to answer the prompt. And the third essay is the open response, the free response question. And that is, they give you a topic. There, for example, this year on this year's exam administration, it was, houses, blah, blah, blah. Many great works of literature have houses that are important to the plot. They serve as not only a physical home, but some sort of symbolic home, blah, blah, blah. In your depth of knowledge, in your reading, speak about a book that has had a house like this, that has been an important house. And so that is where the student, it behooves them to be very familiar with a deep reading list, right? That they can go, oh, I know I already mentioned Brideshead Revisited, but again, it's such a wonderful book. It speaks to that topic about the house. And so there's a poetry prompt, a prose prompt, and then an open-ended prompt about a topic. Here, from your knowledge, pick a book.
Great. We have the same question regarding science courses. So with the science courses, it's pretty much the same format where you have multiple choice. And then it's not technically an essay, they're like open-ended or short answer, where you're given a question and then you have to answer that question in an open-ended format. And the way that they're scored is based on like if you hit certain points that they wanted you to touch on. So for example, like if you're given a question and you got 3/4 of it correct, but maybe one step was not correct, you wouldn't fail that question completely. You would just get a certain number of points towards that question. So again, same sort of idea. Jordan, is it the same for Latin as well?
Yeah, basically it works the same. And Latin has the one essay question. The students, yeah, it's a bunch of multiple choice, and then they have these short response questions. I was going to say a big difference, and I think this must be a real challenge for doing like AP Lit, because you don't have a set list of readings. And the thing with AP Latin is it's the same standard readings for everybody. So and you're going to be tested on these readings. So if you make it through that, they do bring in a little bit of outside material, but I pretty much know the few authors that it might be. So I get the students to read and just get a little bit used to them, and they'll be fine. And so, but you're mostly tested on the set texts, which are Virgil and Caesar. So you spend a semester of Caesar and a semester of Virgil, and then you do the multiple choice, all based on that. And that's really, if you can write a good a good essay and good short answer questions, and you've seen all the readings, you should be fine on the AP exam.
Great. And then we have one other question regarding this is what math is in an AP science course? It really just depends on the course. So for chemistry specifically, it's algebra, and then it's also basic calculus. So it's not difficult calculus, but you should have an understanding of what logs are, logarithms, how to input those into your calculator, what they mean, things like that. We do not spend time going over those in the course itself. It is expected that the student understands what a log is, base 10, things like that. The same is probably true for physics as well. And then biology, again, that basic algebra idea as well. We have one more question, it looks like. What are the benefits of AP over community college? I'm going to pose that one to Kim or Jordan.
So I've actually asked this question myself before to my children's guidance counselor, and AP demonstrates a willingness to engage deeply with something, to engage rigorously with something. And colleges actually prefer to see an AP course on the transcript than a dual enrollment course or colleges at a community college, partly because of the standards. When you take an AP course, you know that it is meeting the benchmarks set by the college board, that every single syllabus of every single AP class has met those, has, been judged by the college board and found worthy. Whereas a community college has, just like regular college, some are better than others, some are more rigorous than others, some prepare you better. And so it's my understanding that colleges prefer to see rigor in the transcript, and AP flat out equals rigor.
Yeah, I would echo that, and speaking from experience, because I teach Latin all the way to advanced Latin at the college level. The AP class is the hardest class that I teach, the high school AP class, meaning it's the most difficult for the students. Most of that has to do with just the pace of doing it for an entire year, and the colleges know that. So yeah, from my perspective, I would say AP is more difficult than college classes. Colleges are aware of this, so that could be one of the benefits.
Whoops, I was muted, sorry. We have another question coming in from Facebook. So they're interested in how Colby instructors are involved with setting curriculum. So Jordan, do you want to touch on that one a little bit?
Well, we have our own curriculum that is the curriculum we use across the board. So we have the different offerings of traditional homeschool, and then we have self-paced courses, and then we use those courses in our high school courses. But I'll tell you, there is some flexibility at least in my classes once you get to the higher levels. So Latin 3 and some of that, then you're a little more able to pick and choose and customize and supplement. I guess supplement would be the real word. So there's like a core curriculum, and then you can sort of supplement it. But I don't know how it works as well for the other subjects in the online academy. Kim, do you have some thoughts on that?
I do have some thoughts on that. Thank you. And so we do have set course plans. Our curriculum is handled by our curriculum department, and it is periodically gone over and checked for updates and revisions or anything that needs to be changed out for whatever reason. And the curriculum is, as Jordan mentioned, set across everybody. Where it, and I liked that word that Jordan used with supplement, where we rely on our teachers is to implement and execute, because you have two different teachers, same curriculum, their classes are still going to be different. And so we rely on our teachers to bring their expertise, to bring their creativity, to bring their own knowledge of pedagogy, to engage their students through different activities, through different techniques. And so even though our homeschool plans and our online plans, we work hard to align them. So that way, if for some reason you're taking Algebra 1 through our homeschool, but you're like, you know what, for semester 2, I think I'd like to try the online. That is an easy transition because the course plans are the same. You'll have a different experience just because you'll be having a different teacher from, your parent to a teacher. And so that is where you get a lot of variety in that the creativity of the teachers comes in.
Great, thank you. I think that we have gotten to all of the questions. Does anybody else, Kim or Jordan, do you want to say anything else regarding AP courses?
They're hard and they're fun. So I love teaching AP Lit. It's so much fun. I love teaching our regular curriculum of modern lit. And I love everything about Colby, and I appreciate that we've jumped into the AP arena so as to give our students that want to challenge something a little challenging. Not that Colby is known for its rigor, but AP is it is difficult. As Jordan mentioned, it's probably one of the hardest classes you can take regardless of topic.
And that makes me, I meant that triggered something I wanted to say. You have to love the class, you have to love the topic in the class, you have to love that subject, not just the teacher. So I've had students who've liked me as a teacher and they follow me into AP, and then it's totally different for them because we're on a different track and a different pace and all of that. So if you don't, even if your favorite teacher is a math teacher, and you don't follow them into AP class unless you actually love the subject. That's my advice.
Great. Well, thank you guys so much for chatting with everyone and with us. We really appreciate your questions and for giving us the opportunity to talk to you a little bit more about AP courses. If you do have any further questions, please contact your advisor and they will be able to get you in touch with somebody who is going to be teaching your prospective AP course. And again, if you do have any questions, we are here to help you with anything, not just with AP courses. So thank you guys very much. Have a wonderful weekend and God bless.